Hey, welcome back, welcome back. I told you, as always, I try to bring you the truth according to the Word of God and show you what others will not show you. This will be a continuation of the unmasking of the unveiling. Um, Thank you for joining me, those that follow these teachings. Now, I have a real doozy for you. Okay, like I said, I have a lot of information, so I'm going to try to condense it to where it's not so long. Okay. If people who are truly seeking or hungry for the word of God or the truth, it doesn't matter how long it is. But people don't seem to want to learn. They want everything quick and fast and in a hurry. Okay. Now, this is brought to you through fasting and prayer. Okay. First of all, I have to let you know the truth is the new hate speech. Okay, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. That's Matthew 24:29. The information I'm about to bring to you may come off as a hate speech, but if you pay close attention to what I'm showing you, the evidence that I'm showing you, and all you got to do is go research what I'm telling you before you deem that this is a hate speech or these facts aren't true. Just research it. It's out there for you to learn. Okay, now let's get into this. Now I'm going to slowly spoon feed you because I don't want to get you sick with this truth. Okay, the last time I was before you, I left you with this image. Now you do know that they're trying to cause all this stuff with the race riots and all this civil unrest to bring in uh, the martial law. Okay? Now, let's get off into this. Let's find out what's really going on. Okay, you remember this guy, right? Let me draw your attention to, let me refresh your memory. Remember Obama 2014, 2015, right? Everybody's hero because he's the first black president. But I'm going to show you evidence that that's not the case. Let's continue. I know this is going to step on a lot of people's toes because they want to worship idols. Okay? Let me show you this. Let's get off in here. Okay, remember the Ebola virus while President Obama was in office? Okay, you don't even know what was in the news before this showed up on the scene because it was to cover up a lot of stuff. I've shared this in other videos and I've talked to you over the years about this type of stuff. The Ebola virus shows up. It overshadowed whatever else was in the news. Okay, the reason this showed up is for this right here. This is your Supreme Court Justice. Okay? The robes that they're wearing are colorful, representing the gay pride. Okay? You have to understand that 3 or 4, I think, maybe are Jews. Okay? The reason I'm making this known to you is because it runs real deep about what I'm about to show you. Okay? These Supreme Court judges during Obama's presidency passed the gay marriage, okay, in the midst of the Ebola virus. They distract you with stuff that scare you to have you afraid so you don't pay attention to the laws that they pass. Okay, let's go a little deeper. These are the 3 Supreme Court judges that are Jews. Could be possibly gay themselves. I'm not sure, but I'm just showing you how this stuff works. Okay? These are the judges to persuade it to go the way that they went, far as same-sex marriage, when you were in your houses and being scared about the Ebola virus. Okay? It gets even deeper. Let's continue. You know who this guy is. They got everybody in America hating this guy. And you got to ask yourself, why is that? And everybody's drinking from the Kool-Aid and falling on board about hating this guy when you don't understand this guy is fighting for you and you don't even know it. Okay? I don't vote. You can say, well, you don't vote. You have no reason to be saying that. I don't care. I'm just trying to tell you the truth about what's going on. Okay? I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm just pointing out spiritually what's going on because your pastors ain't going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you why they won't tell you. This guy is actually fighting for you, and you don't even know it, but they got you turning on this guy. Why? This is why. During this guy's presidency, they come up with the COVID virus. Now watch how this compares to the Ebola virus that came out and they passed laws that you didn't know nothing about. Let's go deeper. I told you I'm going to spoon feed you this truth because I don't want to choke you with this truth. Okay, everybody in America, in every country knows what this is. This right here started a movement all across the world by kneeling down, right? I'm going to show you that this is a ritual. It's a sacrifice, a ritual, okay? Let's go. Let's go deeper, okay? That right there, that picture that I showed you before this one, started this movement. They're getting you in agreement with a movement. And I'm going to explain what that means. Okay? I don't want to hurt you with this truth. Got to spoon feed you now. Okay? It sparked a movement all across the world. Everybody's participating in this, right? Okay? But you don't know what you are participating in. Let's go deeper. Remember this guy? When he took a knee for righteousness and the deaths of black males being killed, no one even, that new word everybody using right now is solidarity. Where was the solidarity at when this guy was standing up for us? He got banned, lost his contract, the money that he could have been made. Y'all need to get this guy back his money and everything that he lost. But it goes a little deeper. This right here was a righteous cause. But what you're participating is not a righteous cause. And I'm going to show you that. This right here is what you're actually participating in. This is Emancipation Hall. They're wearing the kente cloth around their neck. This is a ritual. This is a ritual of sacrifice. You don't know it because you don't do research, and your pastors and your churches will not tell you this because they are all in this together. Pay close attention. Let me read this to you. Okay? The question was asked, why do Catholics kneel during their services? This seems unnecessary. Why not just sit still and listen to the preaching of God's word? Answer. If you attend the Catholic Mass, you will see the first part of it consists of reading and preaching. And we stand for the gospel. Pay close attention. How this is worded. We stand for the gospel, but we sit for the other readings and for the preaching. Listen to this next part. But the Mass is more than just reading and preaching. The Mass is sacrifice. You are participating in a Mass sacrifice by kneeling. Excuse me. They're taking it to another level and you don't even know it. Okay? Why is this being done? Okay? During the confusion and the chaos, these judges strike again. Here we go with the same Jewish judges. They strike again. Just a day ago, they passed the legal rights of gays inside the workplace in the midst of the COVID-19 virus and the confusion of this mass hysteria that's going on with the George Floyd murder, who was not murdered. He's a crisis actor to stir you up. With Colin Kaepernick, Neil, nobody got stirred up to stand with this man. Okay? They are trying to get you to be in agreement with something because they need you to be in agreement because they're causing you to curse yourselves and you don't even know it. It's a part of Balaam's curse. Okay, what does this guy have to do with the events going on today? He has a lot to do with it. Okay, if you've ever researched this guy and found out what he was actually trying to tell people and why he did what he did, you will understand. Okay, but you won't know this because of what they told you and taught you in the schools about him. In actuality, this guy was a Christian. He was a part of Christianity. But not the Christianity that you know, because Christianity is from the Roman Catholic Church. And you being a Christian, you don't even understand what that means. Okay, let me get deeper. Hitler had his own pope. He was a part of the Catholic Church. And he told you in 1941, Hitler stated, "I am now as before a Catholic and will always remain so." Although he often clashed with Catholic bishops over his ill treatment of Jews, Hitler did not receive himself or perceive himself as being an anti-Christian, but rather as bringing the church back to what he saw as its proper traditional role in persecuting the pestilence. This man knew who those people were. Okay, the fake Jews, that the atrocity happened. I'm sorry that it happened to them, but you got to understand how deep this goes to keep a lie well hid. And I'm going to expose that lie today. Okay, Hitler had his own popes. This is the papal, the Pope and his host with the German Reichs or the Russian Reichs, Hitler's people. Okay, this was published 1936. Bishop Berning of Osborne had talked with the Fuhrer for over an hour. Hitler assured his lordship there was no fundamental difference between nationalism, National Socialism, and the Catholic Church. Had not the church, he argued, looked on Jews as parasites and shut them in ghettos, "I am only doing," he boasted, "what the church has done for 1,500 years, only more effectively." Being a Catholic himself, he told Berning he admired and wanted to promote Christianity. You don't know this because you wasn't taught this in school. You have to do your own research. You can't believe what a man tell you. That's what the Bible talks about. Trust no man. Let's go on because it gets even deeper. And who else live in ghettos? Let me point that out. Had not the church, he argued, looked on Jews as parasites and shut them in ghettos. Just think about who else been shut up in ghettos, okay? Because this is where it's headed. Listen, okay? Hitler's Confessions, okay? Let me enlarge this so you don't think I'm making up stuff. Okay, here we go. Hitler said even in his death, he would start World War III. One of his soldiers asked how. Hitler replied, the day mankind finds out what I was trying to defend this nation, Germany, from, then that's the day World War III would start. For on that day, mankind would learn that I was trying to save my nation. Listen very carefully. I was trying to save my nation from the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the Jews. For if the Americans win the war, then they will conquer the world and forever be a slave to the Jews. And they will try to conquer God. They will try to conquer God. Okay? They will try to conquer God. Do you know who, this is Hitler saying this now. Do you know who America has in its possessions? No, the soldier replied. The Americans has the Jews of God. The Americans have stolen God's precious Jews. What do you mean, his precious Jews? The soldier asked. Hitler said, the America has stolen the Jews of God, his jury, the Negroes. They are the true Hebrews. It gets even deeper. Remember this guy? The Prince Saudi Arabian, Gamal Abdel Nasser, during the war for Israel? When he was asked about peace in the Middle East, the late president of Egypt, he was the president of Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser, stated the Jews would never be able to live here in peace because they left here black but came back white. You see that? Okay, let's go. Let's go a little deeper. I want you to think I'm trying to make up something. Now, I got to remind you again. The truth will come off as being a hate speech because they will try, when you start uncovering and pulling the thread and the thread start unraveling and you uncover the truth, they're going to try to use reverse racism on you because you're exposing the lie that they've been holding up over you for 470 something years. Okay? The truth, it's the new hate speech. They shall call right wrong and wrong right, according to the Bible. Let's go on. Okay, who was he talking about? They left out black and came back white. This is from one of the manifestos of the ships that brought these people, our ancestors, over here. Okay, they know who you are, but everybody is trying to cover up this lie. And I'm going to expose this today. Okay, the ship backed on Tuesday. That's how they spelled it, the 6th of May, next to Aubrey Ferry, a choice cargo, about 250 fine, healthy Negroes just arrived from the Windward and Rice Coast. The utmost care has already been taken. Okay, this is where they came from. They told you they came from the Rice Coast. This right here is the Tooth Coast, known as the Ivory Coast. Okay, and over here would be your Grain Coast. Okay, this right here is the Gold Coast. This is the Slave Coast. All of this is Negro land. You don't know it because they tried to erase it from people's the books and stuff, but you can go research this stuff. Inside here, the Slave Coast, this is Weta, also known as Judah. This is the lost tribe that Jesus came for. This is the lost tribe that is scattered across the Americas in this North American land and across the world. Just stay with me. You will understand where this is leading because you have to understand the lie that has been kept from all of us. Even your black pastors are a part of this. What he was trying to get you to understand, they left out like this. We went from that to this. They left out looking like the first picture and came back looking like this. How is that possible? I'm going to show you the lie that has been a mystery. We went from looking like this to looking like this. How is that possible? Also, from this is the women. Went from this to this. How is that possible? We're going to get off into that. Also, the children. Okay? Now, let me point something out about this right here. These guys right here, these curly locks right here represent, it's a signature of Satan. Okay? Snakes. Okay? They admit to being the serpent seed. They trace their heritage all the way back to the serpent. This is who Jesus was saying, you vile serpents, you are of your father. Okay? And why is this all possible? This is why it's all possible. The ADL, the Anti-Defamation League. What does that have to do with everything? I'll explain it to you. They sanction what your black preachers and all pastors, they tell them what to talk about, what to preach on, and what not to preach on. Because they have been set up to be like you remember in the movie Birth of a Nation about Nat Turner? This right here would be the slave owners with the shotguns standing outside the barn while he's inside preaching. Your 501c3 also. Same thing. Now let me explain that. ADL, anything that you try to talk about or tell the truth about, it will sound like you are being racist. So they come in and with the Anti-Defamation League and say that you are being a bully, you are anti-Semitic. How can you be anti-Semitic when they don't even possess the blood of they don't have no Semitic blood in them? Okay, I'm going to point that out to you. Okay, the ADL protects people like this. This guy right here, you know him to be Charles Stanley. The Jews are a part of what's going on. Charles Stanley is a Freemasonic Mason. Now let me go deeper. He's a pastor in your churches. Not only him, you know who that guy is. John Hagee. These guys have been placed over you to perpetrate the lie. You see the flag right there? I told you and I showed you in the video before this what that is. That David never had a star. That is a pentagram. That's what demons come through. This is your 666. Okay? This is the star Remfram. Okay? That moved through different cultures through Babylon all the way to Rome. Okay? These are Freemasonic Masons. They already have a worshipful master. So they going to keep perpetrating the lie. Don't you think if these people were really researching, praying, and fasting, that they would know who the true people is in the Bible? Okay. The lie goes on. Okay. Y'all favorite pastor, bishop, or whatever. Okay. Freemasonic Mason. Don't you think this would be the main person trying to tell you who the true people is of the Bible? ADL, Freemasonic Masons, they protect these people because they all hiding in a lie. You have been taught the Bible under white supremacy and you don't even know it. That's why they, look here. Who's this guy? Al Sharpton, Freemasonic Mason. Okay? I'm going to make your head spin and your stomach hurt with this medicine I'm giving you called the truth. This guy, he came to do the funeral of George Floyd, who is also a Freemasonic Mason. They showed you evidence, pictures of him standing over his father's casket doing his funeral with the caption of, I'm going to make you proud of me. Al Sharpton is a Freemasonic Mason as well. The colors black and white is a position used as checkmate, or it represents a pawn being used to move to the next level. Okay? This is what's being put on you guys, and you don't even know it. They got you all in your emotions about being black and standing up for rights, and they actually got you cursing yourselves, and you don't even know it. It's the Balaam's curse, and I'll talk about that. Okay, who is this guy? Freemasonic Mason. Okay, you do know he's endorsed old boy, right? Biden. He's endorsed him, okay? But you got to understand, you guys are being played. You're being played by the Democrats. Don't you know the Democrats originally was the ones that wanted to keep slavery going with the Jim Crow and the Willie Lynch? Slavery was supposed to be perpetual, meaning forever. Even though Abraham Lincoln didn't free you, he didn't care nothing about the slave. He just didn't want the land to be split up, brothers killing each other. Okay? But you don't know that because you ain't learned that in school because ain't nobody going to teach you that. Okay. This right here brings me to our lesson today. Okay? I'm going to read you some scripture, and this is going to point out exactly what's going on. And if you don't get it by now, I don't know what else I can do for you. Okay? This is the Pope meeting with these leaders from each country to abolish slavery. Pay close attention to what I said. To abolish slavery. Look at these people. Pay attention. We're going to go down the line about each of these people. Let's focus on this guy right here first. Okay? According to the Bible, Joel, chapter 3, we're going to start from the first verse in Joel. Because you got to get this. If you don't get this, like I said, I don't know what else to tell you. Okay. Joel 3. I always have your Bible. I'm going to show you spiritually what is going on. This is a summit that these guys got together to abolish slavery in each of their countries. But check out what Joel say about these people. Okay? Joel 3. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah, I showed you who Judah was, the land and Negro land. This is where we ended up during 70 AD, where we fled out of Jerusalem. We ended up in Nigeria, and the Africans sold us. And these people had a part to play in it. I'm going to show you that the Bible is true and real. Okay? Okay, for behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations. This is all nations, different nations. Okay, pay close attention. I shall gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. You got to understand why he's bringing these people to plead for him. This is the day of the Lord. They got you thinking that he's coming back because of the unrighteousness and the sin and the sinners. That's not why he's coming back. He's coming back because of a debt that has to be paid by these nations. Pay close attention. You're not going to learn this in your church because your pastors have a worshipful master. They belong to the Freemasonic Masons and they listen to the ADL, who is ran by Jews. They're all in this together. Okay, let me continue. Okay. I will plead for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered amongst the nations and parted my land. These people did this. It's called a confederacy. Okay, pay close attention. And they have cast lots for my people, and they have given a boy for a harlot. Ain't that what we celebrate these holidays, Columbus Day and all that? Columbus, these were some treacherous people. That's what they did with them little boys and stuff. Okay, let's go on. The truth hurts. It's going to sound hard and racist and stuff, but it's not. Okay? Pay close attention. And sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon? Okay, now listen to this. And all the coast of Palestine. Okay? Palestine. Who is Palestine? I'm going to point these countries out to you. Now keep in mind, these nations right here, they came together to abolish slavery, but their ancestors had a part to play in this, and they're still playing it out because they're covering up the lie. This is the lie that you don't know nothing about because won't nobody teach you in your church because they all are a part of it, okay? And all the coast of Palestine will ye render me a recompense? What are you going to pay me for splitting up my land and doing my people, cutting off my heritage, Israel and Judah? What are you going to pay me? It's about a debt being settled, okay? The plagues of Israel is upon the earth, upon America. America is laid out. The Washington, D.C. is laid out Egypt. They got these phallus symbols and they got the Freemasonic Masons set up and all this. These people are all in cahoots with this stuff. That's why nobody is actually coming out of their sin because they got you partaking of their sin. Let me go on. Let the word say this. Okay? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head, because ye have taken my silver and my gold. He's talking about his children. Okay? Judah and the 2 tribes of Judah and the 10 tribes of Israel. Okay? Jacob's people. Okay? Because you have taken my silver and my gold and have carried into your temples my godly present things, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem, meaning the Israelites, okay? All right? There's not supposed to be nobody over there in Jerusalem. The Bible tell you that the land is going to be trampled down by the Gentiles, the seed of the serpent. And Revelations 2:9 and 3:9. The Bible specifically tells you that. Okay? Now let's continue. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians. Okay? That ye might remove them far from the border. From what border? Out of the slave coast, which was all Nigeria, Benin, Cameroon, all that. If you did your DNA, that's where it's going to trace you back to. The Africans sold you because you was Judaism. You was practicing Judaism. They were practicing Muslim. They got you, they sold you out of Africa. That's why nobody has come for you, because nobody's going to come for you. According to Deuteronomy 28:68, it tells you you're going to be brought back into captivity, meaning Egypt. America is Egypt and Sodom. You got to understand that. It's the spiritual Edom and Sodom. This is why we are going through what we're going through right now. They got you in agreement with a sacrifice and you're cursing yourselves. They got you going around destroying evidence of them and the atrocities that they have caused on you. They're using you to erase the history of them doing what they did to us. But you don't understand that. You think you're fighting for black power and all that kind of stuff, okay? In the midst of all that stuff that y'all turned down, they unveiled Obama's statue. They're using you against yourself and you don't even know it, okay? Let's keep going. 7, behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. Nobody will come get us because he's going to raise us up himself. That has not happened yet, okay? It's not about coming back for sinners and stuff like that. He's coming back to repay. If you caught in their sin, yes, you're going to get what they're going to get, okay? But you got to understand this. This is why it's not being taught. 8, and I will sell your sons and your daughters, pay close attention, I will sell your sons and daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, okay? The first shall be last, the last shall be first, okay? Those that have killed with the sword shall be killed with the sword. He's going to set the balance, okay? He's going to balance the books. If Egypt had to pay under the judgment of the Most High, don't you think America, they're under judgment. They're going to have to pay for what they've done. Even these nations right here. We're going to do a roll call on these nations right here. The book of the Bible is going to do it. Okay? I want you to get this word and look at it yourself and see. I'm not making this stuff up. Okay? 7, behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters unto the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabeans, to people far off. The Lord has spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, and let all the men of war draw near thee. Okay? All right. Let's go back and take a look at who he's talking about here. Okay? Okay. Where we at? Sabians. Okay, here we go. All right. He's talking about the Ishmaelites, who are actually part Egyptian and Arab. Okay? These people got together and said they was going to abolish slavery in their own country, but these people, their ancestors, played a role in the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem and brought them over to this country. Okay? We're talking about Ammon, which is the Chinese. Amalek, Germany. Okay? You got your German cats off in there. Okay? Gebal, Lebanon. We're talking about Lebanon cats. Also, Assyrians. Okay? Same thing. You got all these people that played a part of the captivity of Judah and bringing them over to this country being enslaved. Okay? Now, let's go on a little deeper. Let's move on. Okay, where you go? Okay. Now that right there brings me to the end of it. I don't want to give you too much of it, but let me just paraphrase this for you. Okay? Once again, this is not a hate speech. You got to understand that. Okay? You got to understand how all this is being played out. You've been set up and don't even know it. Go back and Just think about the events that have taken place and how it's been taking place and what it's leading up to. They're trying to get you in civil unrest to bring in this martial law. They've already been setting things in place, getting you to destroy evidence. You being this country is evidence within itself. There's a debt that has to be settled between the Most High and these people that cut off his children from becoming a nation. You have to understand that. When atrocities and stuff start being talked about, everybody has gotten paid off of their atrocity. These people over in Israel don't even possess Hamitic blood or Semitic blood. But when you start talking about the truth and pointing out who is, you find out who ain't. And once the truth about who ain't, that's when judgment comes. When you find out who you really are, these people trying to stay hidden, they using people that look like you to cover up the lie and keep the lie going, because they know once you find out, you wake up. God has to come settle the books. They are up under judgment. This is what the big lie is about. Of course, when you start telling this truth, they'll bring out scriptures like there's no Jew or Gentile. But if you read the 11th chapter, Paul himself tell you he's an Israelite. Okay? He also tells you, God forbid, he did not cast his people aside, his children aside. Okay? You got to understand who these spiritual people is in the modern day and what this stuff is all about. Okay? I hope that's enough right now. I have more, but I have to cut these short because a lot of people won't look at this stuff if you make it too long. They look at some of it and miss the very important parts at the end. You guys have a blessed day. The Lord be with you. And may God open your eyes to see what's going on and stop being a curse to yourself. Be blessed.